Welcome to HTML tables tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll go through how to use tables in HTML. So any table is actually defined with the table tag as highlighted. And further, each table is actually divided into table rows, which are actually specified using the tr tags. And in order to contain any data, the table rows are further divided into td elements as highlighted in this notepad. There could also be headings optionally present. And in this example, we just have three heading elements using the th tag. So let's quickly see how to load this example in the browser. Okay. So this is how you could actually see all the TD elements corresponding data is actually going along these uh, table alignments. And whereas the elements which actually came as part of the TH, first name, last name, and score. So these are actually going as the bolded text and also center aligned. So this is how major browsers would actually align when you specify by default th tags. And let's see applying few styles to make this table appearance more comfortable. So here we are actually using the element selectors for table th and td. We are specifying that a border should be there, which is actually corresponding to 1 pixel solid black. So let's quickly load this. Okay, so now you could see, you could clearly distinguish by just looking at the table visually, like which element corresponds to which cell and which column and row combination. But as you see, the borders are two highlighting and multiple borders are actually coming out due to the element selection. So you could also specify a CSS attribute named border collapse, and using this set to collapse value, you could actually collapse the multiple borders into one single border. So let's see how it affects. Okay. So this is how you could actually use border collapse attribute to collapse multiple borders into one single border. And further, if you wanted to introduce some spacing between the cell elements and the cell borders, you could also use another attribute named padding. So let's uncomment this as well. So here we are actually introducing the padding to be 25 pixel for just the TH and TD elements. So this is how you could actually make the appearance to be more visually appealing to clearly distinguish how you wanted to align the text within the each and every table cell. And if you wanted to align the text alignment for the headers also in line with the table data, we provided an example here using CSS attribute text align to be left. And let's see how this affects. So now the table headings and the data are aligned towards the left side. And there are certain other attributes as well in order to span the data across multiple columns or multiple rows as well. So we'll quickly see through a table example here, and let's replace the existing table with the new table. Okay. So here you could actually see we added a attribute saying call span. So we are actually specifying this heading should actually take two columns than the usual. And this th doesn't have anything, so this just takes with the default one column. And if you actually see the td elements here, the td first td corresponds to Michael and the second td corresponds to Johnson. So when you actually load this web page into the browser, you would actually see this heading would actually uh, overlap with both the td elements here, and the score would actually correspond to the td element here. So let's quickly load this. Okay. So this is how you could actually notice that this particular heading is actually taking the two column space here, whereas the Michael corresponds to one column and Johnson corresponds to one column. And here the score is corresponding to the one column with the score 60 here. So this is how you could actually use call span attribute to span the data across multiple columns. We also have one other useful attribute, row span. which we will replace here with the existing table. Okay. So here in this example, we could actually see we are actually representing the data along representing the data with the headings along the same column in the very first column. So here you could actually see the tr actually contains the th with the name, and instead of th like previously, now it actually has td, Michael Johnson. And similarly, in the next row, we are actually representing the next heading. So here the th is actually having an attribute row span to be 2. So here we are actually saying using this row span attribute that this particular heading should actually take 2 rows instead of having the usual spacing of just 1 row. And here we are also specifying that TD to be 60, and in the next year we are also specifying the TD to be 60.0. And if you actually notice here, we are not specifying any TH here because this TH itself would actually span across these 2 rows. So let's quickly load this and observe that. Okay. So this is how you could actually see the TH corresponding to the second row itself is actually spanning across the third row also due to the row span attribute to be 2. And this score, we are also representing the score 60 in the integer form and also in the decimal form. So this is how you could actually use HTML tables in various ways of displaying data. And to represent the data, you could represent any HTML element within the table data, and just like text or images, or you could also use these tables to embed some other tables also. So in various ways, we could also use tables, and uh, thus tables are very useful structure in HTML. Thanks for watching the video.